Yeah, I'm just really disappointed, and thought coming out of the bye week, I thought we had really 2 good weeks of preparation. Thought our kids were ready to play, and thought we came out extremely flat in the first half. Played very uninspired football, sloppy football. Same story offensively. Couldn't get anything going. Couldn't sustain any drives. I think we played 3 pretty good games of defense, and it's like we think that we've arrived or something. And first half was an embarrassment. There's penalties, just sloppy all around on both sides of the football. Just not good enough. Our fans deserve better than that. Our supporters deserve better than that, and it's on me, and I got to do a better job, and we somehow got to get this thing fixed. I thought second half we came out and fought. We had a couple turnovers, gave us a chance, got some things going offensively a little bit. Had chances to go and play good defense and get stops, give our offense another chance, to give ourselves a chance to win the game. We weren't able to get off the field. But Warner is a really good player, and we knew we were going to have to be really good in the short, intermediate stuff in the passing game, and we weren't today. He diced us up pretty good, and I don't think we did anything well today. Certainly not well enough to win, and so I'm disappointed in the way that we came out. Didn't play well on either side of the football today, and it's on me. I got to prepare them better, and I didn't feel like we were ready to play, and I'm not sure why. I got to get it figured out.
Questions? Well, the very first series, they set the tone, moved the ball right down the field.
Mm-hmm.
He completed, I think, every 6 passes. He completed every pass he attempted.
Yep.
What can you say about it? Was it look like you were in zone pass defense most of the time?
Yeah, we played some zone. Sometimes when we pressure, we're playing a little bit of man. I thought Corey did a really good job of reading what we were doing defensively. I thought they had a good plan offensively, getting the ball out quick when we did bring pressure. And when they did that, we didn't cover very well. He's very efficient. I said that going into the week. If they get into rhythm, he's a really, really good player, and I think he showed that today. But we certainly didn't help ourselves.
Were you surprised that the defense had a bit of a letdown? They had been playing so well for the last 3 games, the previous 3 games.
Yeah, I am. It's not what I expected. And I just didn't think that we had the same kind of energy today, for whatever reason that we've had. Didn't see anything before the game that would lead me to believe that we weren't going to be ready to play. But I've got to give them credit. Temple, had a bye week as well. Thought they put together a really good plan on both sides of the football, and their kids came out to play today, and they just, they outcoached us and they outplayed us today. That's the bottom line.
What led to this decision to start Xavier at quarterback?
The body of work, just being still the last couple of games offensively. What we wanted to do offensively this week to give us a chance to win. Felt like, Arline gave us the best chance to do that. And, he was 2-0 against Temple in his career. He's done some really good things over the course of the last 3 weeks, and I've continued to bring his name up, and got a lot of faith in Xavier and the way he's handled the situation this year, and we just felt like he gave us the best chance to win today.
How did you feel it played?
I thought he did some good things. I don't think any of us played well enough to win the game. I'm certain you get a chance to go back and watch the film. I think there's some times obviously he might have some misreads and things like that, and that happens. But I thought he did some good things as well. Got to get some help too.
Well, I was just going to say, it looked like again there really were not. You weren't getting a lot of movement up front. There were not a lot of openings. A lot of the plays that you ran didn't have a chance because they were overwhelming you at the point of attack.
Yeah. No, I thought they played well defensively and had a good plan, and we didn't do enough to counteract it. And I say it all the time. To move the ball and sustain drives, we got to make blocks, and didn't think we were very good at that today. Inside or on the perimeter, and that's been the problem the last 3 outings for us. And we got to find a way to get better. We got to find a way as coaches to give our players a better chance to win.
So the fumble, punt return, then the subsequent interception. You had 2 turnovers, put you in plus territory. You scored 2 touchdowns. All of a sudden, it's 17, 15, I believe.
Yep.
I mean, if you get a defensive stop, you have a chance to kick a field goal and take the lead.
Yep.
But they go right down the field and score.
Yep.
Was that disappointing?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's a critical drive in the game, where you feel like you've got a lot of momentum, and you got to find a way to get a stop there, and we just didn't do it. And then had another chance to get a stop, give our offense the ball back with a chance to score to win, being down 6, and just couldn't get off the field. And they hit a couple of calls, and we had pressure, and I'd like to get some of those calls back, I'm sure, but kudos to them. Yeah, I mean, they hit some plays, and we couldn't find a way to get off the field when we needed to.
So you had 2 home games coming up. Kind of talk about where you go from here.
Yeah. It was disappointing as we had the bye week. We talked about this being a new season and a fresh start, and to start that off this way is disappointing, to say the least. It takes the wind out of your sails a little bit, So we got to find a way to keep our players together and engaged, keep moving forward. And we've been in this situation before. I think we've got great young men in our program that are extremely resilient, and I expect them to stay the course, and I think they will. But we got to go back to work, and we got to coach better, and we got to find a way to put our players in a position so that they can have success. We got to do a better job of that. But we'll go back to work. I promise you that. We'll scratch and claw and fight and do everything we can to give ourselves a chance next week and continue to move forward.
Well, X, I mean, you got the chance to start at quarterback. Kind of just talk about battling all the way back. I mean, it's been a long road to get back to the top of the depth chart.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a long time since I got the opportunity to play quarterback. I mean, I've been in the A-back room for the last 3 months. I moved over to the quarterback room 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, to kind of, make sure we had enough depth because, Blake getting injured and whatnot. And, I found myself, clawed myself way back up to the top to get an opportunity to play. Played my heart out. Was it perfect? No, not by any means. It takes all 11, obviously. But in terms of just how it's been this year, there's a lot of emotions going into this game, and I did my best to put them to the side and just focus on getting the win. It's not about me. It's about, my team, Navy country, or whatever you want to, talk about, the Naval Academy, Navy in general. But, it's been tough, and I'm proud of myself for the way I've scrapped back and kept my head on straight. And as I have had a lot of guidance, my family has stuck with me since day one. My dad always tells me, as long as you have breath, you're still in the fight. And that's kind of been my mentality. But I wish we could have got it done today. That's the most important deal.
So your thoughts on the offense overall? And once again, it was a bit of a struggle.
It was a bit of a struggle. We prepared as best as we could for Temple in terms of what we thought they were going to come out in. They gave us a little bit of a variation. Kind of didn't send us for a loop, I would say, but it gave us difficulties, obviously. I mean, the stats and the scoreboard speaks for itself. But, if we can just get something going a little bit earlier, and both offense and defense can put two halves together, I have no doubt that we win that game. It shouldn't have had to have come down to that. But, we can't win games in this offense just playing one half of football, and that's disappointing. But, we're going to come back to work like we always do. Never stop believing in the guys that we have in the room, and it's just simple as that.
What was Temple doing defensively to give you trouble? It seemed like some of the plays didn't stand a chance from the get-go. Just they weren't blocked, and they had guys breaking into the backfield.
They gave us a little bit of a different look up front. It wasn't drastic. It wasn't a drastic look, and then they just had their linebackers kind of running out, making sure that everything stayed inside, and they played the inside pretty well. Kind of said, you're gonna have to outblock us to move the ball downfield up front, and it's difficult. That's why we run the triple option, is to get numbers advantages and stuff like that. And they played it well. I mean, you got to give them credit for the way they came out and prepared. I guess the 2 weeks of the bye, they came out. They didn't run the same exact stuff they ran last year, so that was a little bit different. But then again, it's a numbers game. For us on offense, we got to be able to, find the numbers and make plays. But we just couldn't do that until the second half, on a consistent basis. So.
Well, can you talk a little bit about the defense? Coach Newberry just kind of used the term letdown a little bit after playing so well in the 3 previous games. That was not typical Navy defensive performance.
Yeah, the first half is not who we are as a defense. We didn't play with elite or execution, and that hurt us, obviously, going giving up 17 points there in the first half quickly. I mean, like you said, it hurts. It's not what is expected of us. I think the offense did their job in putting up 18 points. I feel like that's enough for us to win. Defensively, I feel like we should have stepped up and just got to come out on fire.
So what was happening with the pass defense? Because obviously he had a huge day, threw for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. What happened pass defense-wise?
Yeah, he was making really good throws. Their guys were getting open, and he was just hitting throws he needed to hit and just moving the ball down the field.
So after Navy pulls within 17-15, if you can get a stop there, you give the offense a chance to. If they get a field goal, you take the lead. So that was a huge defensive possession. They went down and scored a touchdown. Can you talk about that possession there?
Yeah. I think we stopped them on first down right there, so it was 2nd and long, and then screen pass got them to the other 20 or something, which really gave them a lot of momentum. And then they hit a 20-yard touchdown pass to the corner of the end zone. So, I mean, giving up that screen gave them a lot of momentum, knowing that they were more than likely going to score unless they missed a field goal. So.
Is that the most frustrating part, that you weren't able to get a stop when you really needed it?
Yeah, just like Coach said and X said, we want to play that complementary football. So we were hoping get the stop, get the ball back for our offense, let them do their thing, and go down the field and score, put us on top, so we could have won that game.